Besimcha, happy Sukkot. Thank you all for being here. For the Israelis, I try to use some Ivrit. We'll do also later on another shiur in the Moral and Machshevet Israel. We are at the border of Mizrach Yerushalayim, of eastern part of Yerushalayim. And the past several hours we heard a lot of explosions. If I understand correctly, it is exchange between IDF soldiers and some type of terrorists. So you hear sometimes explosions, bombings. Some people comment in the previous shiur. Yesterday it was also a lot of explosions. So despite all of that, I see all of you here coming and studying Torah with us, and we are on Tractate Nazir. Like yesterday, I would like to dedicate this shiur in memory of my father, my teacher, הרב חיים נפתלי בן הרב יעקב יצחק, הריני כפרת משכבו. We are on Tractate Nazir, page 35, 14 lines from the top of the page. The main subject we're going to talk today is the 13 principles of Rabbi Ishmael. Every single morning, those of us who follow the korbanot, right, in the morning before we pray shacharit, we have these 13 principles of Rabbi Ishmael. Some of them we explained yesterday. It's a klal, prat, klal. It's a general principle in the Torah, specific. Then you have a amplified. So we're going to discuss at length. So far, yesterday we said that there are two avenues. One is Rabbi Lazar and the other one is Rabbanan. According to Rabbi Lazar, we said that when it's come to Nazir, they have the Yotze Min HaGefen, which is the wine, and you have the Alei Gefen, the leaves, the branches. So we said, according to Rabbi Lazar, also the leaves, the branches, all the others are also prohibited for the Nazir. He is derived from Ribui Umiut, versus Rabbanan, versus the sages. They said no, only specifically the juice, the wine that came out of the grapes, not the Alei Gefen, the Lulavim, all these branches and leaves, that they are not prat. So the Rabbanan learned it by the prat uklal uprat, and that apply also to boser, chometz, right, vinegar, metulaim. So they said dafka yotze mi gefen, but not gefen atzmo. That's the Rabbanan principle. So the Gemara said, Rabbi Lazar the Darish mi'et uriba prat uklal klal menalei. So Tosfot bring the re. In general, is a question that I saw you see all these bombs, huh? Anyway, Tosfot ask and bring the re is a question that presented by the Harav Michrakov, who was a great rabbi. Ask a question. Since we have here all the ribuyim, how about lions, bears, all the other animals? Because when it's come to Shomer Sachar, what we said, Shomer Sachar, it applies to regular domesticated one, but why you don't derive here prat, למעט קרקע, למעט עבד, so maybe here, ואמר רבי אבאו נפקא ליה מהיקרא, we said in the book of Shemot, chapter 22, verse 9, and this is Shomer Sachar if it was stolen. As long as he's not honest, behind his control, so he is responsible. So he said, prat. If someone gives to his fellow donkey, lamb, goat, v'chol bema, and then he says every animal, klal, lishmor, which means to guard, to safeguard, chazar prat. So this is animals that ba'alei shmira, as we said, The Rav Mechrakov asked about dubim, about arayot. So prat uklal uklal. Yatadan kena prat. So is a book called Shoel Umeishiv. Baal Shoel Umeishiv. I think you studied it in a yeshiva. Anyway, Baal Shoel Umeishiv. He asked a question. How about Reuven gave to Shimon passport, and he asked him to watch over the passport, and the passport lost or stolen. So do you treat it as gufo mamon or not? Is that considering shomer sachar, a pay guard or not? Anyway, Rava Amar. So Tosfot said that Rava is not the one who disputed, he's just elaborate. Nafkale mehaikra, you learn in Vaikra, the first chapter, verse 10, ve'im min, this ve'im enatzon korbano, ksavim, min aksavim manaizim lo'ola, zachar tamim yakrivenu. So he derived from that pasuk, said ve'im min. So here the Torah said specifically, and if from Hatzon, the flock, it's klal, kalal, which means that is a general statement. And then you have kvasim ve'izim, chazar ufrach, sheep and goats. We have here what? The Torah again specified. So therefore, prat uchlal uprat, you have a specific, you have a generalization, you have a second specification. So therefore, you cannot derive anything out of the something that's similar to that specification. So the truth is that the Gemarrah in Shmura, in page 28, elaborates on that, because they have a question. How do you do with animals that you have external transgressions? For example, you have a joint plowing with animals, or if you put the chasimat peh. Chasimat peh, anyone knows how do you say it in English? Something with G. Anyway, cover the mouth of the animals. Anyway. So that's not considering nechshav. It's not part of that. See, I come to Israel, I forget all my English, right? Anyway, there is a question halacha in Choshen Mishpat. Choshen Mishpat asks about shomer sachar, someone who, a guard that gets paid. So he asked, how about a car? Reuven gave to Shimon his car to watch over, and all of a sudden it was stolen. Okay? So it lost. So Reuven now makes a great effort, search. Eventually he found his car. Now he spent who knows how many hours, days. So does Shimon obligated to reimburse him for all of his expenses or not? Since he's already found it, right? That's the Choshen Mishpat based on this. Anyway. Omar Rav Yehuda midis karta lerava velelaf min hadein kra. Why? Because they said as follows. The Torah said, Adam ki akriv mikem korban la Hashem. So min, the Torah said specifically min, parat. Habema, klal, animals, is a general statement. So it means only some befitting to exclude chaya. Habema klal. Habema klal. So the Gemara said in Chulin, page 71, since they use the term Zot habema shelo tochelu haya al tzvi v'yachmur, that is chayot, is domesticated animals, so it means chaya bichlal beheima. Bakar v'tzon chazar uprat. That only specific species befitting for offering. Prat uklal ufrat, yatadana ke'ena prat. When you have a generalization and specific, and then specific again. So you said only behemoth, it's those animals are befitting, but not chayot, not other domesticated animal. So Rava said, Amar lei min hai leika lemishma mina. you cannot derive understanding from that verse, mean. That you cannot say that chayot is not befitting. De'i me'ata ma'ava amina habheima, you can say that the idea habheima, the animal, the word animal, it means 35. Bi chaya bichlal behema. So he said, אמר לי, חיה בכלל בהמה, הכתיב בקר וצאן, ואבא לפרט וכלל ופרט, וילדן כן הפרט. So the question posed to Rav Wozner, the late Rav Shmuel Wozner, may rest in peace. They asked a question about how you treated animals like a sheep without tail. Can you eat it from them or you cannot eat? Is that considering part? So he tried to say that it's okay because it's the same species. The research is proof, but he still said that when it's come to korbanot, the offering is still a problem. Doesn't have the title of the which the Torah used the word aliyah. But the Chazon Ish, it was in his time a situation that they brought from India. Animals, but instead of two, they have only one horn. And the Chazon Ish had an issue with that, and he didn't allow it. It was a time that was a great need, great famine of meat here. It's also the famous story about the Tzanzer Rebbe. He also asked about the turkey. So you know the Rav Sternbuch, many of you Hasidim of Rav Moshe Sternbuch, right? So it's when it's a South African communities, you have an issue with the turkey. The way it is. In general, if you don't have the masoret, it's an issue to eat those. So the Tanya, we learn in regard to Maaser Sheni. The Torah said in Deuteronomy 14, Maaser Sheni we spend many times is the second form of tithe. We have certain years in Eretz Israel, the first, the second, the fourth, the fifth years of the seventh cycle of the sabbatical year. They need to bring the fruits. You have to eat it in Yerushalayim. In exchange, you can do pidyon, you can redeem it, and you can eat certain food and eat it there with a state of purity. So anyway, the pasuk said, "ונתת הכסף בכל אשר תאווה נפשך כלל," whatever you wish. בבקר ובצאן וביין בשחר, you have now specific פרט, ובכל אשר תשלחה נפשך חזר וחלל, whatever you wish is general. כלל ופרט, וכלל ידע להקל הפרט. The same way, מה פרט מפורש? פרי וגידולי קרקע, which means that all the entities that Torah require, בקר, צאן, יין, שחר, יוצא מפרי, and it's גידולי קרקע, so because it's based, the Rosh said, of the ground, אף כל פרי מפרי מגידולי קרקע. So you can use עופות, for example, for כסף מעשר שני. But not fish, not water, not salt, etc. מכדי כלל ופרט וכלל, כאין פרט עדיינינן, כלל ופרט וכלל כאין פרט עדיינינן, כלל הבת רמאי. So Tosfot here elaborates why we get the same result without us. The last one is want to add anything that is similar to that. Otherwise we learn that Tosfot said בממצאנו. ותו פרט וכלל ופרט כאין הפרט עדיינינן, פרטה בתרא מעייני, why you need the last specific, אליו, מה elaborate אליו פרטה בתרא, without the last one ואמינה, נעשה כלל מוסף על הפרט. So for example, Tosfot said that when it's come to grape or vineyards, so you have the leaf and you have the branches, right? So that's the issue. So therefore you need the specific, less specific פרט אחרון in order to limit to only הדומה לפרט, only something that is similar to that פרט. ומכדי טרין כללי ופרטה, וטרין כללי ופרטה, כלל כן פרט עדיינן, מה איכא בינו ובינו? So the Gemarrah asks, the Sfot said, if these two midot, two principles are total equal, or is there some difference between them? איכא דילון תרתרין כלל ופרטה, איכא פרטה דמי אפילו בחד צד מרבינן. תראי פרטה וכללה, איכא פרטה דמי משני צדדים מרבינן, בחד צד לא מרבינן. So in general, you have here a question why Rabbi Ishmael did not bring this option. So maybe because he doesn't want to go to all these specific, it's דומה. מכדי פרט וכלל נעשה כלל מוסף על הפרט, מתרבה כל מילי, ומייתו ריבה, נמי ריבה לכל ויתרה וכל מילה. מעיקה ומייתו ריבה לפרט וכלל. So the Gemara here explain the difference, the way that the written in Nazir. One is you have meforat, which is wine, alcohol, vinegar, dry and wet grapes, and klali mikol asher yaseh migeben, whatever comes from the wine. Ika deilu prat uklal merabinan afilu alin velulavin, that prohibited on the Nazir. Miet v'riba lulavin ein alin lo. So there is a Tosfot and other Rishonim that explain that here we talk about alim rakim meod, very soft leaves, versus here it's alim kashim, and that's only according to Rabbi Lazar, because according to Rabbanan we have klal uprat uklal iyatadan lakena prat. So what ma asur lenazir? What is prohibited to Nazir? Only produce, pri, ופסולת פרי. What is פסולת פרי? בוסר, ענבים, מתולעים, מה שאין כן הגפן עצמו, which is ענפים, the branches, עלים, right? So that's not considering an issue.